It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. Who knows what we're in store for here? Next on Madden Football.
We're about 15 miles from the Atlantic coast in the northeast corner of Florida. Welcome to Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson. Or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end you doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate number one threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end you, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
On the return, it's Parker Washington. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
You think back just a few years ago, Mike, Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson, he was regarded as one of the top quarterback prospects of the last decade, and at times he's fit the billing, but it's been the inconsistency, protect the ball, turnovers. If he can clean up a lot of those miscues, he could be one of the top quarterbacks in this league.
Here's carry #1 for Travis Etienne. And he's going to be dropped behind the line. Terrific push defensively. They came out of the locker room ready to go.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lawrence now on second down. He locates the open man. That's Christian Kirk. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and third down coming up. In motion comes Thomas. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
They'll run it once more with Etienne. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be third down.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Lawrence from the gun here on third down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And this is the predicament that a lot of defenders find themselves in, Mike, when the quarterback decides to scramble. They've got two options. Stay in coverage and don't give up the big play over your head, but then it opens up a lot of rush lanes for the quarterback and his legs. But now, in this case, he decides to gamble a little bit. He rolls the dice that he can get to the quarterback and abandon his coverage responsibilities. It pays off, and he's able to come away with the sack.
On fourth down, the Jaguars send out the veteran Logan Cook to punt. Back deep for the Raiders, it's Trey Tucker. Returnable from the 17. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
Don't let this guy's laid-back personality fool you, Mike. He is a tremendous presence to have in your quarterback room. Not only does he have the ability to manage the game at a high level, but your team has a legitimate chance to beat anyone in the league whenever he's under center. Now, I don't know if I'd classify him as a long-term solution, but he's certainly someone every franchise they would love to have.
He's going to tuck it and go. An even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
First carry of the game for Alexander Madison. And he'll be brought down, but what a run. Down to the 40.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Marshall is on the move. On first down, here's Minshew. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
You know what they say, Mike, is the best third down play in the NFL? Don't get to third down. Well, I'll tell you what, this has been a clinic so far here on their opening drive. 3 plays, 3 first downs, and now the question is, can they take advantage of this fast start and come away with some points?
Throwing on 1st and 10, it's Minshew. That'll be intercepted. Picked up by Foye Oluokun.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Jaguars offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. And he'll get forward for about a yard. It is Max Crosby there to wrap him up.
1 yard gain. Brings up 6th and 9 at the 20-yard line.
Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. That's complete. It's Parker Washington. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
Etienne now on 1st and 10. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They go play action for Lawrence. That's into the hands of Travis Etienne. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Eligible receiver downfield.
You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Now a handoff, ETN, and he's going to be very close to a first down. That's a good run there, maybe just a couple of feet short.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
They'll try and run for the first with ETN.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
2 first downs, and they are at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So we've come to the end of a fairly evenly played opening quarter. 0-0 is the score. We'll have more from Jacksonville after this. Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Lawrence. Got a man. It's Thomas. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
A gain of 2 on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to ETN. He will have a Jaguars first down. He'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Once again, it's ETN. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. In motion comes Thomas. 2nd down, Lawrence. This one complete to Washington. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point. And now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
And the Jags have got a 1st and goal coming up. He's out of bounds at the 9-yard line. A gain of 11 there, and a first down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone, because it's 1st and goal.
That is caught to the goal line and in. Christian Kirk, touchdown, Jacksonville.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Extra point by Little is good. And the Jaguars will take a 7-0 lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. On the return is Dylan Laube. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Raiders offense ready for their second possession. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score, as this drive begins with a first down. They'll fake the give, and now it's Minshew. Open man, that's Trey Tucker. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Finding his tight end, Mayer. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Now it's the veteran, Amir Abdullah. And that one is closed down in the backfield. What a defensive play. Knifing in, dropping him for the loss.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
To the air on third down, it's Minshew. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Barring something very aggressive here on fourth down, this guy has now single-handedly put an end to 2 drives. First, with a pick. Now, a third down sack. It just seems when his defense needs a play the most, he's the one who steps up.
On fourth down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Back deep for Jacksonville, that's Devin Duvernay. Now fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. They lead it here in the second quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. Got a man downfield. It's Thomas. And he's out of bounds. Very close to the 40-yard line. How about 25 yards to start the drive? First down.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples, man. When those 2 things are on point, it results in a first down.
Second down and 8. Lawrence. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Evan Ingram, the intended target. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Going for it all. And he will go all the way. Travis Etienne, touchdown Jaguars. A beautiful combination in the air there, the pass downfield, and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Here's Cam Little for the PAT. It's up and through. And the Jaguars move out on top, 14-0. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Here comes Amir Abdullah on the return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Minshew. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. He'll go right back to Bowers. He's got it again.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Minshew. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
To the air once more is Minshew. Finding Terrace Marshall for the completion. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. But as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down. You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
He'll get this complete to his tight end, Bowers. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Minshew going to look to throw again. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but then once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Washington now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense will need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Got his man. It's Kirk. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So we've reached halftime here in Jacksonville with the Jaguars out front as we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando. Check in with the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in our studios with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports studios and our halftime reports. In the first half, we saw a strong outing from Trevor Lawrence. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Raiders offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand. And live to play another snap.
He'll try and throw with Minshew. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Jaguars offense. And Trevor Lawrence set to take over once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing. And now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. To throw is Lawrence. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. The carry here for ETN. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to Christian Kirk. 3rd down coming up.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the 2nd half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
This is what they call an angle route. And what's so hard for these linebackers is it looks like the running back is just trying to beat you to the flat. And then once you overcommit, he puts his foot down and crosses your face, and he's wide open in the middle of the field.
Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. On the ground, here's ETN. He'll carry this one inside the 20, into the red zone. Give him 8 on that carry. Here's 2nd and 2. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up 1st downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there, but that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Lawrence now to throw on first down. He'll go right back to Kirk again. It's complete. And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
2nd down, Lawrence. That is caught by the tight end, Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Pretty interesting sequence of play calls here, Mike. You can tell going into this game, they felt their matchups down here deep in the tight red zone were better through the air than maybe they were necessarily on the ground. We see 2 back-to-back throws. The second one, though, results in a touchdown.
Little on now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Jaguars move out to a 21-3 advantage. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Abdullah now to return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to take over possession of the football. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Here's a run with Abdullah. Room to run at the 40. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
That's caught left side by Bowers. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Man in motion here is Tucker. Here's Abdullah. And the struggles in the running game continue. They take him down behind the line.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
And that is incomplete. Darnell Savage, terrific coverage there, able to get a hand on it.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Jaguars offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. in particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
They'll give it to ETN to start this drive. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Patience is a great quality of a running back. You have to wait for holes and gaps to develop. But in this case, Mike, he just kept waiting, and nothing ended up happening. No gain.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Lawrence now on 2nd down. That's complete to ETN. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Jaguars ready to punt this one away, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. The Raiders' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Off the play fake, it's Minshew. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum. Figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Now Minshew. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
He's trying to set the tone here for the rest of the game and let this defense know there is not a blade of grass on this field that you don't have to defend, because he reared back and he let that one eat. And he's got to work a little bit on his touch, a little bit on his accuracy, but I don't think he needs to work on his arm strength.
On the handoff, it's ETN. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Etienne. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. Lawrence. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a 1st down.
They put Strange in motion. Up the middle, here's Etienne. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. On 2nd down, here's Etienne. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
On 3rd down, here's Etienne. A gain there of 10 yards. That's good for a Jaguar 1st down.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
First carry for the Auburn alum, Tank Bigsby. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
He'll go right and find his running back. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They've converted 2 3rd downs already on this drive. And here's 3rd and 4. Here's Lawrence. He's got it at about the 8. What a pickup, a gain of 18. And it sets up 1st and goal.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So, really nice job here late. We're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
Here's Bigsby. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Here's another shot from the 6 at 2nd and goal. They'll give it to Etienne on the option. And he's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play a man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Little's kick is good. And the Jaguars will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So, after the field goal, back out is Little to kick this one away. Abdullah now to return. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if we can get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Man in motion here is Tucker. On 1st and 10, it's Minshew. That's caught by Abdullah. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. From the gun, here's Minshew. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. A dive and a catch. Incredible. That is 14 for the 2nd time. Back-to-back 14-yard gains and a 1st down.
And that's what you call being fearless, going over the middle. That's not everybody's cup of tea in this league, Mike. Some guys love to operate outside the numbers, and some guys understand their role is in the middle of the field, and not only to make that catch, but to do it laying out. That's a big-time play to secure that one. Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. To throw once more, here's Minshew. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. Greg, what a great play called down there, using the size of the tight end. You've been there. That's a really difficult play to pull off.
And I can promise you, Mike, they spend a lot of time all week working on this very play. They go down in the red zone, and they talk through it. They walk through it. He understands he's got that big-body tight end. Use all of that space to the outside. Keep the ball away from the defender, and it's the trust knowing that your guy is going to keep those feet in bounds and come down with 6.
Looking to double up here, score the touchdown. They want more. They're lining up for an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
The Jags offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. A kneel down here from Lawrence, and that should wrap things up. Now the Raiders going to use their third and final timeout, and they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Second and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Jaguars. They proved much the best in this one. To get a solid performance in all three phases of the game and ride that to victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Jaguars are the winners here at home as we say, so long from Jacksonville.